from race up.
When it comes to being controversial and unpredictable, Alex Higgins is so far ahead, the rest need snookers. Who can tell what the Hurricane's going to do next? He doesn't know himself.
People say this and that to me. I mean, I made a video of one. That was small fly. Perfect. I didn't stop. I haven't got a bad effort in there. Who is it? Stop. I need a break.
For Alex Higgins, next Monday sees the end of a 4-year break from the World Championship finals. In January, he was one of 430 hopefuls playing for a place in the last 32. One of snooker's most famous names has had to endure hard times of late. Some cried, many more cheered when he qualified to play at the Crucible Theatre.
An awful lot of the public feel as if I've given up playing snooker, when actually I've been fighting for my life for the last 3 or 4 years. It's of paramount importance now that I am back at Sheffield, that I should beat Ken Doherty at least, and equally a will to show the people who actually run my game that I have and will plan to continue for the next 3 or 4 years to be the mainstay of what the public wants.
For sure, Alex Higgins has supplied the copy for a great many column inches for over 2 decades. In 1972, he beat John Spencer and became world champion at the first attempt. Nobody knew what to make of the Belfast boy.
Well, actually, this moment, I think I'm a bit of a deal. I think I'm starting to come out of it, and I realise that I'm the world champion.
And a decade on, he did it again.
Congratulations to every side for this extraordinary young Irishman who has done so much for the world of snooker since he came on the scene just 10 years ago.
Higgins had charisma, with guaranteed entertainment and photo opportunities, everything snooker wanted and needed. But before the next decade was completed, the word trouble had to be added to the list. He'd already been accused of threatening the life of fellow professional Dennis Taylor when he went to the 1990 finals and lost to Steve James in the first round. He struck a tournament official, there were demons in the Hurricane's head, and they were winning.
I'm not playing snooker anymore because this game is the most corrupt game in the world, and it needs to be brought to the attention of the Department of Trade and Industry.
Snooker's governing body, the WPBSA, said enough is enough. They banned him for 10 months and removed all his world ranking points.
Obviously, I have a great love for snooker, and I shall continue to play one way or another. I'm disappointed that I've had to take it back now.
Snooker lost its patience with the Hurricane. They remembered he'd once butted a tournament official, he abused referees, and away from the table, he attracted headlines they didn't like.
Yeah, every time I've actually had a false call, misdemeanor, or whatever the powers that be wants to call it, I've always been the first to say, I'm guilty, sir, and whether it's a slap on the wrist or a major incursion, I've actually turned around and took all punishments that came my way, as well as anybody that would consider himself a man. Mad, bad, dangerous to know, many think. Some think he's not as nice as that. Others think, as I do, that he's something of a wounded animal. It's him versus the world. Everybody behaves badly. It doesn't matter if they're a top executive or a gender or a binman or a mid of the road. Everybody, it's just that I happen to be in the spotlight, and too many people spotlight me.
Here we go.
When the spotlight searches out Alex Higgins of the Crucible Theatre next Monday, he'll certainly look the part. The same tailor that's dressed him for over 20 years will see to that.
When I get to fly down my shirt, okay, I just make it different. Stand up. It's tales of the unexpected with Alex, and as I say, the old players would be more worried about playing me than flying out about playing them. But I originally thought that 95 I would have a chance, because I thought I could have more stability in my life, and I've just being precocious, I've just got there a bit sooner, a year too early. A good showing at Sheffield would get me the points I need to really do well in 95, because I wouldn't have to do any of the pre-qualifying matches, which take a lot out of players.
He never has, and he never will. The nervous disposition, the tortured expression, both are trademarks of Higgins. He's been unique and vital to the game of snooker.
I mean, it doesn't even itself out of it until they should put this a little bit of right hand side and up this side of the block. I didn't know I needed the block. That's the way I would have played. Probably got the way about a half a foot closer to the block, just to make sure.
The enforced exile hasn't nulled his confidence or his rapier, but given his traumatic personal history, his comeback is no mean achievement. His heavy drinking was a major factor in his divorce. The breakup of his relationship with Siobhan Kidd hit him hard, and he's been on the verge of bankruptcy, the blame for which he puts firmly at the door of former manager Howard Kruger.
I lost all my money and I had to do the 3 years insolvency. But whilst I was doing that, I had every penny I earned as a snooker, it went to various other people apart from me. And the last 6 years have been dreadful.
Now aged 45, a hotel in Mansfield is the nearest he has to a home. He's reflective. He believes there is a God looking down on him, but wouldn't ask for help on the table.
No, I'm going to pray. I just thank him that he gives me eyes and legs and arms and all the rest of it. And he gave me this ability, and he didn't tell me anything about all the things that would happen on the way. But so once he gave me the ability, you couldn't ask him for his private barrister, could you? So I have to just turn around and just thank that I'm alive, and yeah, the world goes on. Yeah, there is a God. I look up, but I couldn't ask for any further. But I do believe there's some sort of God somewhere I was heard for a call. This may not be his last hurrah, but I think it may be one of the last. It's just simply a question of age. There are so many good young players. There are so many more good players to beat these days. But of course, people in snooker admire what he's done. He's been a great player, and as long as he can behave himself, as far as they're concerned, they hope that he'll be part of the scene for quite a few years yet.
Many people say Alex Higgins' problems have all been of his own making, and that they can't forgive him for the past. Others will happily offer another chance. They'll cheer his return to the Crucible Theatre. The Hurricane has left an indelible mark on the game.
Alexander is a great person who has history, and I want to see sort of remembered, you know, because there's no doubt about it, I'm the greatest at present, and probably for as long as I want to be. Even if we don't, but at least I'll show how willing I am, because my mother was my late mother was very strong, fairly person, and so I have to have the same characteristics. He tried it.
Whatever you...
Ladies and gentlemen.